Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, everybody. I'm here. I'm back. Okay. Let's have a look at these things, these charts. Wow, look at that. It's amazing. So, what's going on? Let's have a look. Let's have a look and see. Wow, look at that. Look how beautiful that looks today. So we have a new month. We're in August now. Start the month with a protein shake. Have a look at all these things. It's not red today. What's that? What's that? Oh my God. What the hell? Someone just sold. What the hell is that? Wow, no liquidity there. Oh my God, someone lost a lot of money. KuCoin, look at that. Oh my God, look at that. You could have bought. Oh God. All right, whatever. The volume there is so low. Crazy liquid, huh? And selling into Bitcoin on KuCoin. What a stupid thing to do. Market sold it all the way down to, oh my God. Whoever caught that price was laughing. Laughing. Look at that. All the way down to. Amazing. That was last night. All right. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted. It's always fun to have a look at the charts. So we start off with Bitcoin. Bitcoin has a new monthly candle. Look at that. We got a really strong, very strong green candle. Volume is increasing volume, so we want to see that. We always want to see, with green candles, especially when the price is going up, we want to see increasing volume. Last time we had 4 green candles in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it went for another 3 more months. 5, 6, 7. Let me see this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another 2 months. At all-time highs, this was the first green candle that broke through the all-time highs. Here, this was the last green candle for the all-time highs. We're kind of in the middle right now. Yeah. So just looking at these monthly candles, and I'll have a look at the other ones as well. That's the 3 monthly candle. It's the 6 monthly candle. So the six monthly candle actually is dangerous. This is a dangerous candle because the previous month closed below the previous candle high. It's a dangerous candle because this next 6 month candle, if it closes like that, then you're looking at a big reversal here. Yeah, it's a very dangerous candle. So we had this current candle here is very important. And we just have to break it down and see here again with the 3 month candle. You have a little bit of a dangerous candle here because you close underneath the previous high. So we've pushed up now. We're kind of pulling back. So there's a little bit of BTC is in a little bit of a predicament here, to be honest with you. This one is nice. This current monthly candle is really nice. But you need we need another green candle, quite simply. Another green one and another green one. We need more greens. Let's have a look at the 2 monthly candle. Yeah, we got 1 month to go. This is okay. So naturally, when you have a candle like this, you're looking for a pullback, month open, which is what's happening. Where do you pull back to? Well, maybe there, maybe there. It's like the two bullish targets. The higher the better. And then obviously it's looking to go, fall back all the way down, possibly to the bottom of that candle. Like it's, you're trying to fill this candle before it finds support. So let's just mark those 4 levels. That's the one there. That's your SR flip. That's your breakout level. You see that? We have an SR flip there. And then you have 2 more lower levels. Let's have a look at these 3 days. Oh, look at that. We're at a trend line as well. It's a little bit high, isn't it? It's a little bit high. You've got 2 lower levels and you've got that SR flip. Let's check this volume out. Just to come and have a look at it. Yeah, that's your real test, isn't it? Yeah, that's your test. Oh wow, look at that channel. Tapped it perfectly, the top of the channel. Wow. Let's have a look at this. So we've got a mid-channel on a channel clone, and you can see we've struggled to get back above it, and we've rejected off it. With 130 being a target if we do break up. Get these volume levels in. Actually. Point of control, value area high, value area low. That's your high volume node there. Which is why there's a top range. Let's hide those. Let's get rid of this. Let's get this local range in. Oh, clearly lost it. Clearly lost that value area. Let's go a bit further back. Let's have a look at this. Yeah. Okay. I don't think we need that actually. You can see that the volume is clearly there. It's a tricky one because we have a flag. We have a really nice bull flag forming here, but we have lost the point of control. It's clear, and we've lost this midpoint of this channel. When I was looking at this on Friday, I was looking at options. One semi-planed out, didn't it? It semi-played out. Let me bring these back in. I was looking at this kind of idea. Fake out highs, fake out lows. It did bounce, sorry, it did bounce off my level. Once, and then twice, and then it lost it, and then it bounced again, and it lost it. It was a good area, but honestly, I think the problem was that the momentum, because it came down quite fast, even though you bounced, the momentum was quite high. It would have been nice for it to go sideways and then bounce and then go up. And naturally, when it went down and up, it didn't go up as high as this area, which is what I was thinking. And so naturally, it was just losing because it was getting lower highs, and then lower highs, and then down, which is where we're at now. So the sell pressure is quite heavy, and obviously the longs are getting liquidated. So ideas are ideas until they break. We are possibly in something else, and so naturally you just delete and start over. Get rid of your previous ideas and start over, which is what I want to do. And I think we can see, possibly, hey RH, we can see possibly there's possibly a bull flag in formation here, possibly. Yeah, possibly. And so naturally that's what happens when you break something, you form something else, you know. So if you're initially looking at an equal triangle and you break it, you're now into a bull flag, and then you break the bull flag, you're into something else. This is quite problematic because you have got volume above the price, and that volume is trapped liquidity. So whatever happens, I mean, if you do go up, again, you're going to get sell pressure, don't you? And so that's what happens. You end up with lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, which is what's happening now. We're getting lower lows, lower highs. You can see it. Lower highs, 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 you know, lower highs, until finally you get the drop of doom. That's what happens when you get lower highs in a situation like this where you're teetering at all-time highs. Yeah, now I don't think it's been dropping that bad. You're getting these kind of drops and you get these buybacks, drops and then buybacks. So I don't think it's been crashing. It looks like it's flagging. And eventually what happened is we'll get to support eventually. So I had this range bound long idea right from the beginning, didn't I? I was thinking about a bull flag all the way back when we had the first pump and dump at the top. I drew this out. I said maybe a flag, and it is flagging, isn't it? It looks like it's flagging, kind of not going exactly as I imagined, but it doesn't really matter. It's kind of going in a similar path. That's why I keep the ones that seem right, I keep, And you can see actually that's the one that seems to be playing out right from, how many days is that now? It's 2 weeks. 2 weeks I kind of drew that out, left it there, and it's just kind of been flagging, isn't it? You can see. So it does look like a flag. It's hard with flags because it gets bearish at the lows and bullish at the highs. You're looking at this, you're thinking, shit, this is going down, I need to sell. And then suddenly you get squeezed and the price starts to go up again, and then you go, shit, it's going up, it's going to break out, I want to buy it. And then the price kind of go, what do you do, huh? And then the last time that it goes down, you go, yeah, I'm going to buy, and then you fucked. That's what happens. That one time that you buy when you should, it actually goes down. It's trading for you. So it looks like we're flagging, huh? It does look like we're flagging. Let's have a look at the monthly level. Let me just hide those lines again. We don't have a monthly level. Nope. Let's have these higher time frame levels. Just further down here, which is a back test of a monthly. Let's have the weekly. We've gone straight into a red weekly. We've taken the weekly low from previous weekly low already. This is looking quite bearish. This structure is looking bearish. We have to see how this week ends, but it doesn't matter. You could get a red week and then it could go green next week. We've passed that weekly level now. Just gone through it. Top one. Get rid of that one. Let's have a look at these dailies. Yep, the dailies there. Those haven't been touched yet. There's no dailies lower down. I can't see. Let's have a look at the order flow. We're underneath the daily open. We're underneath the VWAP. It's actually considered quite bearish just by being underneath both daily open and VWAP. At the moment, it's looking quite bearish. We're getting we see getting shorts coming into these lows and getting squeezed. Big liquidations here. Look at those liquidations. Because we're actually putting in lower lows now. The whole range CVD, the bullish CVD has been invalidated. Yeah, just because we're putting in lower lows now on this range. Before it was bullish and now it's invalidated, because even though the CVD is going lower, the price is now putting in lower lows. So there's no bullish CVD at the moment on the overall range. And then when you look at the local price action, you can actually see that we're forming some bearish CVD. You can see that because you see the CVD is going up and the price is actually putting in lower highs. You see the CVD is going higher than the previous CVD high here, and the price is actually putting a lower high. So we're getting some local bearish CVD here. We've got some really bearish CVD, and basically across this downward move, we get at the highs, we're getting bearish CVD. You can see we're getting big sell side absorption on this down move. You see the CVD is going up and the price is going down. You see that the CVD is going up, the price is going down. This is bearish. The whole thing is bearish. You can see the OI is going up as the price is coming down. That means you've got shorts coming in. Okay, now shorts get squeezed. Yeah, don't think that just because the shorts are entering that it's going to go down. They're pushing the price down, but eventually you get this kind of balance and they get squeezed. That's why in the price we're getting squeezes, aren't we? When you get the shorts are coming in, pushing the price down, and then finally you get these kind of springs and they squeeze, and we're getting like squeezes. Yeah? But the squeezes only end up in lower highs. Yeah, so there's no continuation on the buying to take the price higher. It's just shorts getting liquidated, longs taking profit, and then the price coming back down and shorts re-entering. That's how the price is behaving right now. It's shorts getting squeezed, longs entering, longs taking profit, but not going for the highs. They're going for lower highs every single time. Lower high, lower high, lower high. Until that changes, we're in a bear flag. Now, the pattern doesn't change though. We are just, it will probably continue unless we get a breakdown, okay? Unless we get like another drop here. It's possible. It's definitely possible. And that would be really bearish if we kind of and then another down. Once that happens, this whole thing becomes a failed auction, and you end up bouncing here probably, and another low high, and you're probably trying to get back into this lower range probably, and then it becomes really bearish, huh? So it's a problem, huh? It's becoming a problem for Bitcoin, but we're not there just yet, because we are still in some kind of bull flag. We are still in a bull flag, yeah. So even though you feel bearish right now, just because it looks like it could do that, it could kind of it could also just as easily do the same thing. This could continue, and we are off the first touch of this kind of just trend line, this bull trend line, and this would be a good place to find support, somewhere here. But actually, realistically speaking, the better place would be lower down at about 111. That's really the good place. That's kind of what I'm looking at. The problem is you lose this trend line. That's the problem. So what was my long from before? Let me have a look at that. So the reason why this is good is you've got this value area, high area. You've got a bit of an SR flip going on there. Potentially you've got the breakout SR flip. You've got probably some fibs. Oh, bless me. You've got like a 50 fib at the value at the same place, value area. Yeah, I had it there already, see? And then you've also got some single prints that fill. Now those single prints will fill fast, and so actually that's your first line of support. Is going to be like these single prints. These are kind of gaps in the price. You could bounce off the single prints, you know, you don't have to fill them. You could bounce off them, but if you kind of don't bounce and the price wants to, it could drop down. Then you're into your long off the right area. You could fill up quite fast, but again, you're going back to find resistance for a lower high and a failed auction. Okay, that would be a really good short. If you get something like this, you get a good long, you get a good short. You get out of this price action, you can get a good long and a really good short, and you wouldn't expect it to just continue rallying. You still expect a lower high. Yeah, something like that. You'd aim for the top, but you'd have to take profit at the first kind of area of resistance here. Yeah, somewhere around there, front run. And then you're looking for the same thing. You'd be looking for a lower high short. Probably wait for the pivot to be put in, and then initially targeting the same SR flip, but probably lower. Probably lower. That's one idea. That's one idea. Put that into this place. Oh, fuck. Rename. And then obviously we're in a flag, and the price could just as easily find support here. It could easily break out and squeeze. It really could. And this is the thing you have to remember. Just because it looks like it wants to go down, it could easily go up and then squeeze, take out all of those highs up to the top, and and start pumping. Could start pumping. Yeah. We don't know how that's going to play out. No one can predict that. It's like, obviously right now you're not thinking up, you're thinking down, but actually it could squeeze up. And then obviously if it goes further down, then you'll be looking for a long lower down, for a short higher up. You could long here, but it's a tricky one because what you're longing here is a swing failure of this previous low. That's all you're longing. That's it. You've kind of lost the range low here. That's the problem. The problem is there's a little bit of a range low there. We hit it once here. That was a good place to long, which I talked about before. And here we're losing it. You see that? We're losing it. So we've kind of lost. We've kind of lost. I mean, you could argue it's a good place to short. Hello, Marvey. Yeah, maybe. I have to have a look at that. I don't really look at BNB. Here, you see, you could argue it's a good place to short just because we've lost that SR flip, actually. So, I mean, where would you put your invalidation? You're looking for lower highs, and that's your only invalidation here on the candles themselves. See, lower high, maybe a lower high. You'd have to put a really tight invalidation there. You could get stopped out. It's a very high risk trade because you could easily get squeezed, but effectively you've got that kind of lower range. We're kind of losing it, aren't we? Oof. So it's actually looking quite bearish. Yeah. And naturally what happens is the price has to find support. I don't think people are longing here. They're just shorting and taking profit. You're getting scalp longs at the lows. They take profits too. So we're in an area where it could squeeze up, but also I can't see that right now. I can't see it at the moment. You know, getting a little bit of volume, I can't see it. Now, why is this happening? Isn't this isn't this alt season? Isn't it meant to be bullish? It's the beginning of the month, and naturally at the beginning of the month on a green candle, you're going to get quite a heavy sell pressure, pullback off the top of the month, which is what's happening now. Capture liquidity, go down, 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 capture as much liquidity as possible for the continuation. And as I said to begin with, your level is really there. That's kind of where the month candle is trying to catch. It's trying to get to. Now, if we do go down, we're going to probably feel the single prints. Yeah, probably feel the first line of single prints. And that's why I've got this long short here. Yeah. That's kind of your target. You go back up and that should take profit for a short, but also you have to bear in mind that you could easily smash through because you are hitting a big support on the monthly time frame. You could get the first bounce, the first dip, and then you can get the longs enter. And so even though that could be a long short, it could also be a long short long to break out to the upside, which would be, you know, more like, and then you run those highs and you go right for another all-time high. Okay, could totally happen. So it probably wouldn't go like in a straight line. You'd probably first kind of get back into the range and then push up like that. You know, once you get back into the range, you'd push up like that, squeeze those shorts, you'd get heavy aggressive, you get lots of shorting, and you get absorption for bullish CVD here, and then you'd get a squeeze up, and then longs would pile in once that outer trend line is broken. There's some ideas of what could happen next. Yeah, it's looking pretty miserable, isn't it? And I think we have to see what happens next. Yeah, as always, it's always what happens next. When you kind of look at that and you just have a look at say ETH, let's have a look at ETH. Not ETH, actually, ETH BTC, that's the one I want to look at. So ETH BTC is actually pulling back to the point of control. You can see that, can't you? We kind of went above the point of control. We kind of hit this 382. And so we're coming back to the point of control. So ETH BTC is actually not in a bad place because you've broken it. You're coming back for a test here. That could be where BTC finds support back on the point of control. ETH BTC needs to find support. It needs to find support. But you're getting a lot of other tokens pulling back, like Sui, whatever. ENA's doing quite well. Slurf. Yep. Solana, they're kind of following the same path. This is not bad, actually. Solana's pulling back after bouncing off the value area high. It's coming back to the point of control. So I think altcoins are actually coming back to support now. You see that? So here, look at Solana. It hits the value area high. It's coming back to this kind of channel midline and then back to the point of control, potentially finds support same time as BTC for another push up. So we are getting a little bit of confluence between altcoins finding support plus potentially in BTC finding support in price discovery. If you look at BTC, we're only about $4,000 away from a really potentially a really good long. It's not far, isn't it? Like, where was the long again on BTC? 3%, 4% away. And I'll be interested to see, I'll be very interested to see if when BTC does hit that area, if altcoin starts to show strength, because that would be a real important indicator. Marve is saying they hold strong. I think they are holding strong, yeah, but that's because we're in price discovery and BTC is going sideways. Honestly, I wouldn't mind if I don't know, but we're in a flag. Could we just keep on flagging? You know, like, it's a really long flag though. I don't know. Could it just flag? Flagging? Low highs, low lows, low highs. Until it hits it. A little nice break. Goes up. The first higher high that you get, that's a change here. And as long as you put in a higher low, you change the structure, then we're good to go. Huh? So right now you can see we're putting in lower lows, lower highs on the 4-hourly time frame. What you need to do is take out the high, structure change, and then you're going to be pumping. Yeah, a little bit of market structure change in the 4-hourly. So at the moment we're in bearish market structure on that mid time range market structure, mid market on the candles. What was it? Marve's talking about XRP and Doge. Well, I've already had my protein shake, so I don't need to go and shake it up. Let's have a look at the order flow one more time and see if there's anything interesting here. Yeah, bounce off the VWAP. Oh, there's some single prints here on the way down. Look at that. 1169. Let me just write that down because that's important. Single prints. 116949 to 117. Let me mark those in. I like to keep my single prints because they act as important levels of confluence. Right up there, see that? It's going to be a really good place to short. And when you, let me just go back to the long short. So kind of, I mean, that really is a good place to short, huh? If we get a drop and then up to hit those single prints. Into the 786 and get up there. Just bounce off those single prints and go down again. Feel these single prints. That would be a death drop. To bounce, and then fill this area, and then hopefully a little bit of bullish CVD, and then right, rocket up to 130. That's kind of what I want, actually. So it looks like a bear flag gone wrong, a bull flag gone wrong, but then actually it's a fake out. Back in, and then breakout. Fake out. It's like, again, another fake down to break down to fake out to go up. I'm still thinking up. It's weird, huh? I'm still thinking up. I think we should hit 130. I don't know why. I just feel that 130 is, we haven't really, you know, we've created quite a lot of volume here, but I still think we should go up to 130. Yeah, but short there would be good. You never know, because you take the short and it doesn't actually go up, it just goes down, and then you're laughing, aren't you? Because you're back into this lower range, and then whatever, then you're in a really nice short. So anyway, this is kind of what I'm thinking right now, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Again, not financial advice. This is like a couple of ideas. Do your research, use correct risk management, and always wait for the reaction to make sure that there is a reaction. That is the way to do it. And then take profit and then see what happens. Effectively, that's how you do it. And there's no other way to do it safely. And then you just have to be really patient. And then you set your alerts. So like in this situation, I would set an alert. I've got an alert here. You can see that. And I can actually put an alert here. I can put alert. Open-ended alert, SP hit, short on reaction. See that? You create an alert. You don't even have to look at the charts. Your alert hits, you get notification, you see the reaction, you have an invalidation, calculate the risk management between 0.5% and 1%, and you take the trade short or long. That's it. That's how you do it. And then the first resistance or support level that you hit, you take your profit, and then you turn your trade into a risk-free trade, and you move on to the next trade. That's basically how you trade. There's no other way to do it. And you have to journal it. You have to have a trade plan, and you have to journal it, and then you just keep on moving to your next trade, and then that's how you trade. You have to put in a lot of time and effort in journaling and analysis. You know, like when you're trading, it's 99% journaling and analysis and like literally 1% trading, because most of the time you're just patiently waiting and looking at the charts. You're not really looking to take trades on an hour-to-hour basis. You're looking to take the best trade possible, given the right circumstances at the right place and the right time, with the right plan, with the correct risk management. And you still take profit when you get the reaction, because you just never know, you know, like just because you're an amazing trade, you took the most amazing entry here, the price, you'll be in profit at 1%, 2%, and then fuck knows, like who the fuck knows what's going to happen next? No one knows. That's why you take profit. That's why you do. That's why you have the invalidation, to make sure that in case of a black swan, whatever swan, you are safely out of that trade without losing your money. Yeah, and that's kind of how you do it. And there's no other way to do it correctly. Every other way has got its own nuances, but we're very oversold on this on these indicators. Look, my CCI is oversold on 4 hours, really oversold. We're in quite high oversold territory. Look at the daily CCI is heavily oversold. This is, for me, this is quite bullish actually. See that? There's like bullish divergence forming here on the CCI. Lower lows on the CCI, higher lows on the price. So I'm not feeling bearish. I'm just looking at this and saying, shit, there's a lot of absorption going on here. The weekly time frame CCI is kind of just teetering at the 100 level, which is a support level. You're getting bearish RSI. Forget about that for now. Well, we are getting bearish RSI here. Yeah, we're a little bit oversold right now. Here, look, you can see this is a hidden bullish divergence here. Lower lows, higher lows. See that? That's called hidden bullish divergence. The MACD is putting a lower low. The price is putting in a higher low. See that? So that means there's divergence. They're not following the same path. If there wasn't divergence, this would go up, and then the price would be down here, because that's no divergence, because you're putting a lower low here, and here you're putting in a lower low at the same time. There'd be no divergence. And so you can see here the price is putting in a higher low, the MACD is putting a lower low. That's divergence. That's hidden bullish divergence. So it just means that the price should be down here, and it's not. It's further up, which means all of that volume has been absorbed between here and here, where the lower low should be, which the MACD is indicating. So the MACD is indicating there should be a lower low now, and there is no lower low. This is on the 12-hour time frame. You kind of have to change the time frames to see how these are forming, and every time frame has its own kind of story. But you can also see on the CCI we're getting quite heavily oversold conditions right now. On the daily CCI, you're getting really heavily oversold conditions. The last time was here. You see it bounced. Here it bounced. Look at that. Look at that. Every time that we got into really heavily oversold on the CCI, look at it. We're getting some quite strong bounces every single time. You see that? Every single time the CCI and the daily was pushing to, this is really oversold, yeah? Minus 245. So that just indicates that we're getting quite heavy absorption into this really strong area of potentially of monthly support, which is the breakout level at about 1,111. We're only about $4,000 away from it. So, you know, naturally you've got big absorption happening here. If you hold that level, however low it gets, but let's say it does go low and you hold it, you could just push up, just smash through, squeeze, big short squeeze all the way up to 30k. That's kind of what I want to see actually next, and we'll see that on the altcoins as well. Maybe then we'll get ETH, BTC coming into this point of control as well, which is where it's at. I don't know if it's going to kind of go straight up, to be honest with you. We'll have to see how this plays out. It could just kind of range here. Could do. All right. Oh, there's a few people watching. Nice to see you. When you know when the price is crashing, people always come to watch and say, "What the fuck's going on?" When the price wants to go up, no one comes to watch. I'm like saying, "Buy, buy, 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 buy." No one's coming to watch to see if they should buy. And then when the price is at all-time highs and it wants to crash, all of a sudden you get people saying, "Shit, what should I do? I'm gonna go and have a look and see what I should do." But that doesn't look good. Nah, it could be all right. Depends how the day closed and the total market cap. Could just be an ABC here. ABC could just be an ABC corrective for another push up. And look, USDT dominance is coming into this big point of control level here. I could find the, if I could find, where are you? It's all the way down there. Oh, we're underneath it. So look, finding a little bit of support here. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's probably why. Huh? Look at the SPX. Psh. That's why we're getting a pullback, huh? SPX. That's really why. Ah, look at the RTX. Look at that big sell-off for the end of the week. For a lower high on the RTX, the Russell 2000. I actually don't think this is too bad because you're kind of into the previous range here. It could, you know, it could be okay. You're back in, see, we're back in that previous range on the Russell 2000. That's all that's happened. We just come back into a previous range that we lost. It's not too bad actually, just a little first pullback, but can find support here back in the previous range. This could actually be quite bullish for the Russell 2000. And then obviously let's have a look at the DXY. Coming into an SR flip on the underside, so possibly the DXY is coming to a little bit of resistance. Golden pocket. Yeah, there's coming to a little bit of resistance here, DXY as well. So I don't know. I actually think we're possibly looking to find support on Bitcoin. Maybe if we get a drop down, there's going to be a really nice buy up to kind of start this monthly candle nicely, back test and up, push. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment for another push up this month. I'm still thinking another, whatever happens, a green month, but you know, you could always go up to 130, which is kind of where I'm looking at, reject and come right back down. And then that would look really bearish if that happens. If you get like a big shooting star with a close underneath the July month high, then it's going to be really bearish if that was to happen. Okay, it will look really bearish. So we have to see how the next month closes. You kind of want a strong close. You just really want a continuation close for a higher close. You know, you want continuation closes. But let's see. Let's see what happens. It depends on the buy pressure. I mean, look, it's looking crazy bullish. So could you get a rally up? Could you get like that for a last kind of like a big blow off on Bitcoin? All right, so that's that. I wanted to have a look at some other things. What time is it? It's 11:51, huh? So I don't want to take too long. I'm trying to maximize my streams to 2 hours. I don't want to go over. Let's have a look at the monthly time frame on Dtravel's TRVL. So we had a really strong month, didn't we? Like amazing month. An amazing month. We had an amazing July. Last year the July was red. The previous year the July was red. It's only in the first year that we had a green July there, and it was just kind of, it was quite weak. It was decreasing volume after the drop. We've got a crazy bullish July here, haven't we? Big bullish July. We've had a bullish April here, and then with high volume, and then it just kind of dumped, didn't it, in May? See that? Slightly different here because we've been in this range, in this lower range for a little bit of a while. This is a really bullish candle. It's a really bullish candle. You've got really strong volume. We've got the second most volume in a month period on this candle. This was the most volume in a candle, in a monthly candle. It was the April 22nd. Yeah. In that candle, we had 819.5 million tokens traded. In this candle, we've had 771.18 million tokens traded. So the second highest volume in a candle. When you get these significant volume pivots at significant levels, i.e. highs and lows, you have to pay attention, because it isn't just one high volume candle. We've got this second high volume candle here, which is this red candle with a tail, a long tail on the bottom, a wick, and that candle is a 598 million token candle. So we've got really strong volume here for TRVL, which in my mind signifies the bottom, at least with respect to the overall price action on this chart. I really believe, based on this volume, in the same way that green candle gave us pivot there because of the volume, here I feel like this whole structure is giving us a real nice pivot in terms of the volume. And this candle, the monthly candle that we're looking at, it's a bullish candle. It's what kind of candle is that? It's not a bullish engulfing. It's a piercing, isn't it? I've got candles here. Let me see. Will it tell me? I probably have to go into the settings. No, it doesn't tell me. Piercing. Why doesn't it tell me? It should tell me. Why am I not seeing candles? Does it not have it? It doesn't have it on monthly time frame, does it? Visibility. Weirder. It's a piercing candle. Yeah, so if you don't know what a piercing candle is, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to show you. What is a piercing candlestick pattern? This is in forex trading, so obviously in crypto it's slightly nuanced, but look, effectively you're closing above the 50% level of the previous red candle, and in stocks it opens lower, but obviously in crypto you don't get those gaps. Yeah, so you don't get the same kind of idea, do you? Because you don't gap up and down what in between monthly open close. It just open and closes at the same place, but effectively you have the same kind of candlestick. don't you? So you're closing above the midline, the midpoint of the previous candle. It's the body that you're looking at. The midpoint is 007140. Yeah, 7140. Let's get rid of those patterns now. That's your midpoint, and we've closed above it. So on the monthly time frame, we're looking at a piercing candle formation here. In the context, like, look, you have to understand that the previous month, i.e. the June month, was a bearish engulfing. Yeah, so we had a bearish engulfing, which is this red candle which engulfed the green candle, i.e. it closed below the bottom, so it engulfed it, which is really bearish. And you follow the bearish pattern, which is a bearish engulfing candle, with a bullish candle, which is a piercing candle. Yeah, it's not as strong as a bullish engulfing, and so obviously the next, it would have been much stronger to close this candle up there for a bearish engulfing followed by a bullish engulf. That would be much stronger. Yeah, that would be really strong buy pressure after you had some really strong sell pressure. We don't have that. But this is the second best setup. It's a bearish engulfing followed by a piercing candle. This next candle has to be green. Yeah, and it will be. I think it will be green. I hope so. But it really has to be green. And then we're looking for a really nice reversal structure here to go up. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. And let's see what it says on this advert. The first candlestick identifies bearish context. The second candlestick open with whatever gap. The second candlestick ends on a strong bullish note. It erodes much of the first candlestick. This unexpected upward reversal has excellent potential to shock and trap bearish traders. And give some examples of piercing candles in the stocks, and then you get it's like a bear trap, isn't it? It's a bear trap because you have this bearish engulfing, and then you get the buyback with the volume. The volume is really important. So I really feel that we're in a reversal here, just based on that candlestick formation. If I look at like the 2-month candle, you see we were a month in, we were already back at the top of the previous 2-month candle. That's pretty nice, sir. It's really nice. We've already put more volume in than the previous 2-month candle in just this 1 month. So we're looking at a really bullish 2-month candle now. I don't know what's going to happen here, whether it's going to be another inverse hammer or whether we're going to get a nice push up to put a bullish engulfing. A bullish engulfing would be a 2-month candle next month closing above the previous 2-month candle high. Really bullish. The volume here is really bullish. Yeah, look at the volume. You've got decreasing prices, decreasing volume. So you're losing sell pressure, but the volume is high, and then you get this buyout. You've got really bullish volume forming at these levels on TRVL. Really bullish. And let's have a look at the 3-month. Again, look at the 3-month. We're already looking at a 3-month candle, which could potentially be a piercing candle as well. Already, you know, we've got 2 months to go. We've already put in over half the volume of the previous 3-month candle. Okay, and then obviously you got the 6-month candle. Look at the 6-month candle. We're still at the lows of this candle. We're almost at heart. We're about 40% of the way of the volume of the previous 6 months. So we're starting to see a real strong buyback here on TRVL. You can clearly see it. Okay, now looking at this current week, yeah, it's starting to look a little bit bearish. Yeah, let's not lie, let's not pretend. We got a little bit of a rejection of these highs here, look at that, yesterday, a little swing failure, and the price has come back down to the lows. But the volume is good. You know, the buy volume is increasing prices, increasing volume. Yeah, that's kind of what you want to see. You really want to see that. Here it's increasing prices. The volume slightly tapers off, but actually it's pretty flat, so it's not too bad. But here you've got really strong buyback, haven't you? And that's kind of what you want to see. You want to see the prices going up. You want to see the volume going up. Green volume going up, prices going up. That's healthy. Now, obviously, what we want to see is the correction. We need the volume to drop off. We don't want to see increasing volume on the correction. So that's something we have to look out for. We've taken the liquidity. We're coming back down to the lows. This could be an ABC corrective here. This whole thing could be an ABC corrective. Yeah, it looks impulsive, but it could be corrective. And that's just kind of what I want to say. You've got this midpoint here of the previous month. I'll keep that as some kind of SR flip. I don't know what else I've got here. Yeah, maybe a WXY on a different time scale. I'm kind of thinking about that as well. You've got these VWAPs. So the impulse probably didn't begin. Maybe we're still waiting for the impulse, actually, just thinking about it. We might take the lows here. And we might be in... Again, it's quite subjective, huh? When you do these kind of analysis, you don't know until it happens. We're back in that local range. We're back at the... just underneath the point of control of that local range. We're still in the range, and you could be looking at potentially an A. It's quite a strong drop, though. I don't like the drop. That scares me a little bit because when the drop is so sudden like that, it's like quite strong selling pressure, and we need that to slow down. We need that to kind of taper off. An extended flat after you have your first 5 waves. Hmm. $618. Look at that. Hit the 618. And the 1-to-1 is there. Wednesday. Have to see what happens by Wednesday. An extended flat would be what we're looking at potentially, which is your A, your B, take the highs, and your C, take the lows. And actually what you're forming here is some kind of harmonic. It's a bullish harmonic. It's a Gartley. So from the pivot here to there to wherever this was, here to there, it's a Gartley pattern, bullish pattern. That's assumed. The problem is we had a really strong sell pressure here, and the reason you get these strong sells is because you get this aggressive buying, and then you're not kind of you're not like correctively going up, you're just aggressively going up, and then when the price comes back down, it aggressively comes back. If we can now just kind of hold here a little bit, and then if we get lucky, we can really rally and form a nice Gartley. Actually, it's a really nice Gartley if this plays out, and it doesn't just start pumping. What you'll first get is all kind of whatever. it'll go up, and then you'll start getting some buy pressure. And actually, because it's aggressively come down, once it goes up, it'll aggressively go up. You'll be looking for a little bit of a little 4-hour time frame market structure change if we do take the lows. And I don't know if we're going to take the lows. Who knows? No one knows. Probably yes. And then the people might start selling, and that's the problem. Okay, and with a low liquid or illiquid token like this, it can be problematic, because if people start aggressively selling, it's not the right place to sell. It'll be the right place to buy. But if people do start aggressively selling, then you're not going to get a Gartley. You're going to get whatever, you know, because you start getting some crazy selling pressure. It changes everything, and you can't predict it because it's quite a liquid. I mean, this, for a liquid token, this would be perfect setup. For an illiquid token, yeah, you sure could be going much lower, depending on this kind of this A B C corrective. You could be going down like that. It won't look like a Gartley, then it will look something else. It will look like a, what would it look like? It changes. Harmonics. Let me get Harmonics trading. I have to search for it every time to pull the image. Just get one of these cheat sheets. Copy. Paste one. Yeah, a Cypher. It'd be a Cypher instead of a Gartley. You see the difference between a Gartley and a Cypher? You see the Cypher there? So if it came down like to the 168 now, into something like this, it's like you're taking the high there on the C and you're coming down to take the B without taking the X, and so that ends up as a Cypher. They're okay. Gartley's obviously more flat, they're flatter, and so naturally you've got higher targets, but it all depends on this mid corrective here. If people stop selling and we get a little bit of buying here and we go up, then we could get a Gartley. Okay, that would be nice. If you get no buying here and the price just kind of goes like that, then you could actually end up with a little bit more selling. It doesn't have to be the 1-to-1. It could be a bit sharper at the 618. And then you're looking at a Cypher here, like a Cypher or a Gartley, but both bullish patterns that are forming here. I think that's what I'd be looking for the next move to the upside. It will be finding support off ABC corrective. I'm imagining that this was just the B, and now we're looking at the C, and this is going to be actually the right opportunity to aggressively buy into the dip. This is it. Probably somewhere between, dare I say Monday, somewhere between Monday night, Tuesday morning and Wednesday, there's going to be an opportunity here to aggressively buy that dip. And you want to aggressively buy that dip. Why? Because then you don't get the slippage that you'll get if the price starts pumping. Like, this is the problem you had where the price was pumping at these levels here. People were buying, market buying, and the price was slipping like 8%, you know, 5-6%. But when you're kind of aggressively absorbing the price here, you can either set limit orders and absorb the price, or if you do market buy or scale in market buying, you're not getting the slippage and you're getting you're getting your orders filled quite nicely at the right places. So I think this is probably what we're looking for right now on TRVL. I really think it's a really bullish month. I'm going to kind of put this in its own little folder here for it's a Cypher or Gartley Harmonic. So I'm still thinking bullish long. We get rid of that volume. Let's just say hypothetically we do impulse off that 1.6. Let's say it does a Cypher. Yeah, this goes to impulses off the 1.618, and then what we're looking for a target we can then do it with the fib extension all the way up to that end of that wave. Down to the... So our first target 618 will be the highs. Then we're looking for a 1-to-1, which is taking us back into that range. Extended target at 1.618, and then the 1-to-2. It's not great. I don't like these fibs, to be honest with you. And actually, like I said before, this is we have to take that out to change weekly market structure to bullish. And so ideally what you will get now is if the price can slow down here and we just take the lows here, it would be a lot better for us. Yeah, it's hard to know. We'd have to see where the impulse begins, but this is kind of what I'm thinking at the moment. If you look at the higher time frame candles though, it looks like we've taken out that monthly level with a little front run and probably all the way up. We have to take out those highs there. That's going to be really important. If we do take out that high, then we have a really nice chance the next month to go up, take out the high, and the next month we've got a chance to go all the way up to reverse this whole pattern. Right? It doesn't have to go up in one go. It can there, and then it could there. You're back in the range, and then you could get a really nice last 2 months. You could reverse this whole thing like that. That's kind of what I'm thinking. If we continue this bullish idea of a big volume at the lows, higher lows, break that line, and then push all the way to aim for the high there at 9 cents. That's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment. But, you know, let's see what happens, because the volume is crazy bullish. And, you know, if this continues, then this could be really, really, really the first sign of, like, we have to see how the volume, like, imagine if this month we get more volume, the next month we get more volume, next month we get more volume, you know, then this could be the beginning of a crazy run. Yeah, just this pivot low put in, you could be ending up in a crazy run. We don't know how that's going to play out, and this could be the beginning. It's always good to keep an eye on Dtravel Telegram. When you have a look at Dtravel Telegram now, sorry, the X page. The last post was 22 hours ago. What is this? Us every time a host activates a direct booking site using Dtravel. Yes, that is us. That's quite funny. I'm gonna say, let's put a GIF, huh? $23 hours ago, same villa, same dates. Look at this. But you'll be paying $85 less just by making the right choice. Search your stay through Dtravel, book directly with the host, save over 30%. Flexible payment options, no hidden fees, no bullshit. Don't you just love that? The Dtravel are really starting to go aggressive with the marketing. This is perfect. Save over 30%. Same trip, same place, same location. With Dtravel, you save money. Yeah, and that's basically what the marketing is right now. The expert marketing. What have they done here? I don't know why I clicked on that. I was trying to see what that link is. It just takes you to the app. Okay, so whatever. That's nothing. And this is all kind of marketing advertising from the CoinFest, which is coming. So that's quite interesting. So this is good. Let's have a look at the Telegram as well. Yeah, this is the same post in the Telegram. Andrea has been posting this. So yeah, this is good. And he says here, hello there. Yes, find our 2025 plan strategy here. I'm going to have a look at that. And he's here. Look, Harry is saying, it's got a question. Travala is prominent on website CoinFest Asia, but I could not find something about Dtravel. And then here, Andrea is saying, They have a different approach for this specific event, but we'll plan something bigger and with more time together soon for hosts and guests. So look, we're getting good community responses here. Lots of TRVL buys, new booking process. Look at that, New South Wales and Australia. This is in somewhere, who knows where. TRVL buys, new booking process, HM vacation rentals, new users, new TRVL buy. This is good. This is another new booking. Look at these bookings that are coming in. This is really interesting. TRVL buy. Matt Fury, he says, I have complete faith in the project and you guys are delivering since day one. Keep doing great work. You have come a long way. We have come a long way. Really, we have come a long way. Look at that new booking process. Buy, TRVL buy. How many booking process are you seeing? We're seeing a lot now, huh? We're seeing a lot. Here, Andrea is saying we're restructuring some areas of the project. I've been talking about that and also preparing for a few big product updates and launches. All of this to boost TRVL. This is alpha, guys, and also to offer a better traveler and host experience. So this is kind of what we're all looking for. And here you see Andrea is saying good things are coming. Chappie is saying, wow, the price is holding up like a stable coin. Haha. The rest of all my altcoins are down big today. Well, this was a couple of days ago, but it doesn't matter. The point is valid. And obviously we've got a couple more channels here. We've got the announcements, which just filters all of the spam. And then we've got the token channel, which is basically me spamming. And then general is just where everything else goes. So we're starting to get quite active here on the Dtravel community Telegram. Please join and please come and get involved. And come and follow their X page. It's the Telegram link is on their X page, and the handle is Dtravel DAO, DAO, and so definitely get involved there. And obviously follow me. Always follow me, because that's all I'm really doing. I'm like doing analysis on TRVL. I'm posting videos. Like and share the videos. That helps. The more we can like and share, and I'm putting like subtitles and trying to put in a bit of work on these Dtravel videos. If you kind of like and share those, it helps. Who am I? Well, I'm a Dtravel host. I've got my own Dtravel website hosted by Dtravel with my own domain, and I've got my apartments in London. I'm an Airbnb 5-star super host, 4.99, so 5 star. I would say 5-star, but it's 4.99 star super host on Airbnb. Been doing it for a long time, and I have a lot of experience, and I'm bringing a lot of knowledge, and I'm combining my knowledge of Airbnb and short vacation rentals and crypto, and I'm kind of combining them to support Dtravel, because I really believe in this decentralized real world network that's being built by the community and by the people involved. And then hopefully in the future, we're going to have this fully functioning dynamic token economy where TRVL is the currency of this economy that we're building. And you can go and kind of have a look at the stats of the real world network. This is live, it's up to date, and here you can get a lot of information about the progress of the number of operators, the number of cities we're in, the number of countries, the number of listings, etc., and the cumulative value. And what you'll notice is that we're still growing, you know, like we still haven't really expanded, and there's no breakout yet. So this is just the beginning of the future. I haven't really shown you. Oh, sugar. There it is. Sorry about that. I was on Telegram. This is the beginning of the future. number of cities, number of countries, number of signups, listings. We haven't really broken out yet. And so people like me who have their properties hosted on Dtravel, they're also hosted on Airbnb, which is what I was saying. And I'm trying to bring my Airbnb experience and knowledge. It's 182 reviews, 4.99 stars. I'm trying to combine that with crypto and bring all of that knowledge and experience to Dtravel. And Dtravel is a DAO. It's a decentralized autonomous organization. And so we, as host operators and investors, own this new network that's being built. And that's what's so exciting about this. It's not owned by a centralized entity. It's owned by us. It's owned by the TRVL holders and token holders. And in the future, you're going to see this token TRVL expand and grow in value. And that's going to be really attractive for other investors when they see that happening. And this is my back end of my Dtravel hosted site. Today I've got 34 bookings. That's 3 years, not 4 years. I always said 4 years, but it's 3 years, and that's almost $65,000 in realized earnings. And that's amazing, because this is the beginning. And that's kind of what I've been saying all along. This is the beginning. This is set to grow and grow and grow. And eventually what we'll get is a breakout. And you can start seeing it on the charts. You can start seeing that we're getting strong accumulation, because a lot of people have been following this project for almost 4 years. And now they're saying, wow, this is an opportunity, because these guys are still building. They're still growing. Their network's expanding. And actually, when you're looking at the fundamentals, when you're looking at people like me who are telling people like you who are watching this video, look at this. I have my properties in London. I'm getting real world bookings, real world value, and that's part of that portion of that value is being converted to TRVL in this DAO. People are getting quite excited about that, because this is only going to grow and grow and grow. Eventually in the future, we're going to have 6,000, 7,000, 10,000 listings, 20,000 listings, 50, 100,000, you know, more. And that's when you're going to have this cumulative GMV is going to be 5 million, 10 million, 50 million, $100 million. All of that is going to translate in the future into TRVL token value. And so really, this is the buy opportunity of a lifetime. I really believe that. A lot of changes are coming to Dtravel, and we may never get these prices again. The market cap on this token is ultra low. It's like ridiculously low. It's scary low, actually. When I look at it, I'm looking at the market cap. Look, $3.3 million market cap. It's a scary low market cap for the amount of energy and work that's been done to create this blossoming network, this small but blossoming network. So it's definitely one to watch, and I think you should do your own research. Go and have a look at dtravel.com, do your own research. If you want to book a property, you can actually go there and book a property. It's obviously not fully populated, so the big cities, the populated cities are like Dubai, Bali. Those are like the two kind of best cities to travel to at the moment on our network. But we're growing in different countries, different cities. It's taking time, but at the moment we're seeing real world organic growth. But in the future, you're going to see much more exponential growth when we start getting some aggressive marketing going, which is going to happen with this bull market, right? So that's kind of TRVL and Dtravel. What else do I want to look at now? So the last thing I want to look at is QANX. QANX. QANX is an interesting token, because it's just been going sideways for such a long time, and every freaking pump gets sold into. Like it's crazy how pumps in QANX get sold into. There was a massive news item released, and that's kind of why we got this little pump. Let me show you it. Quan platform. This was the news item on July the 29th. Quan platform's revolutionary the VM successfully passed Haken's audit. So the audit has been completed and it's been passed. And then you can read about it on their X profile. Apparently, Haken created an AI-powered tool specifically to audit the Quant platform VM. And that's what this article is about. So you can go there and you can read it. It says they say we went beyond traditional methods, combining deep manual analysis, etc., just to audit this VM. So the audit's been passed. This is really exciting. There was kind of big news about it across the web. And as a result, we got a little bit of a pump. Now, the mainnet hasn't been launched yet. So that's really important to note. This is just the audit. So this is kind of like, this needed to happen, didn't it? And so let's have a look at these the charts. And you know, it's a little bit frustrating, is it, for a lot of people who have QANX tokens? They've been waiting for such a long time. Yeah, you get this kind of bullish news and you're like, yes, we're going now, this is it, this is the rocket ship. And then it gets sold into. And what's interesting, so if people are following my analysis, people will know that I have this price discovery channel, midpoints and range. It's from the all-time high to the pivot low here. I divided it by 2 to create this midpoint channel, and then I divided that channel to create these midpoints here. Yeah, and then I've extended that into price discovery on the log scale. Yeah, I've done this for a while. Like, I've had this for a long time, a year probably. When I did one of my first videos on QANX, I just created this idea. And strangely enough, with this pump, the price went right up to that resistance level and it's rejected. So what you're getting is you're getting this level being tested and tested and tested. Yeah, so it's not a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. Like, levels get tested until they get broken, and effectively what happens is the more times you test the level, each time the less people are willing to sell at that level. So it's all about liquidity. You get the first bit of sellers and they buy back in, you get the second bit of sellers and they're going to go and buy back in, and then the next time it goes up, and then you get the breakout. You know, like, that's kind of what happens with these levels if you continuously get buying and buying and buying. So that's clearly a level to watch. Clearly we got a pretty strong rejection, didn't we? And the problem with QANX is that when you get a rejection, it goes down like 28%. Crazier. The swings are off the charts. But I would say that the volume on the upside is healthy. You've got increasing volume, increasing prices. The sell-off is pretty disastrous, to be honest with you, because you're getting some aggressive market selling, but the volume is decreasing. You see decreasing prices, decreasing volume. So it's not as bad as it looks. It looks terrible, but it's not as bad as it looks. You can clearly see that the buying is healthy. You've got increasing volume, increasing prices, increasing volume, increasing prices. Yeah, and every time the price corrects, you've got decreasing volume. Yeah, so generally speaking, I would say that's healthy. It means there's more accumulation. It's just that you're getting quite heavy swings and it freaks people out. But these are the dips to buy. You know, these are like, if you think about that level which we're going to break, you're getting this price already at 28%, 29% discount from a level that we're going to break, you know, especially once the mainnet gets launched, etc. We're going to rocket ship, you know, and that's the thing. So anyway, that's the level that's kind of hit and rejected off. So I'm just going to have a look at the monthly time frame candles, just have a look at what happened last month. It got a little bit of a reversal here. The price went up, took the liquidity, closed right back below previous month high. Let me just zoom in to see her. Yeah, I don't like it, but it's okay. I guess it's okay. If it was higher, it would be better. If it was a higher close, it would be better. But in these situations, you kind of have to imagine it in reverse. Like that. when you're looking at it in reverse and you see that you get this structure and then you get another sell, it actually looks like it wants to go down now, doesn't it? Now the next month is really important because ideally not only do we want to go down, we want to go down hard. We want to just drop, don't we? We don't want to just kind of hold support in the inverse aspect of what I'm looking at right now. How does that look? How does that look to you guys? Does that look like it wants to kind of drop and then fall? Who knows? Who knows? So anyway, that's kind of the monthly time frame. Let's have a look at the other candles. 2 month. Yeah, the 2 month. It's a tricky one, isn't it? Because again, that 2 month candle closed lower. This one wasn't a full-on reversal, and now we're just kind of trying to figure out what to do. Let's have a look at the 3 month candle. It's kind of still range bound, to be honest with you. That 3 month candle is actually really nice. This red one, you took the liquidity from the lows, you closed above the previous candle low. This is, the price has already gone up to clear the liquidity from the highs. Actually, you're coming back down to the right places where this could be a really nice buy, because that red candle is a nice buy candle. For me, that's a buy candle. I think I said it was the beginning of July, and from the beginning of July it already went up like 45%. And obviously people are taking their profit because that's quite a big increase in value. But ultimately what you need is a break with volume. We haven't had that yet, and I think that's going to happen with the mainnet. We're just waiting for the mainnet to launch. And the other kind of alpha is when you go into the X page. I think the guy, the CEO Jonas, he posted something. Let me see if I follow him. I think I probably do. Or Johan. Johan Polesak. What does he say? Today's milestone is the start of a series of continuous upcoming announcements which will hold until Quant Platform mainnet launch. The real journey just begins. Yeah. This is big, huh? This is really big. Yeah. For a layer one on a multi-year sideways accumulation range. The audit has been completed, it's been passed, and so they're going to do a series of news releases, etc., and then they're going to have a mainnet launch. I don't know what that means. Like, who knows? No one really knows what that means or what that's going to do to this token. No one really knows. Technically, I still think there's levels that we have to break. I've talked about them. I've talked about this kind of equal triangle that we're in. I've talked about this midpoint of the horizontal channel. Yeah, I mean, I think this is probably an ABC correction. It's similar to TRVL, which is what I was talking about, TRVL. Yeah, very similar. I guess it goes too far though. I don't like that, so I'm not sure. Probably to there. Yeah. Maybe that's better. Don't like the ratios. Unless that's your last impulse there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your last impulse. Let's see, does it go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, maybe something like that. Maybe, I don't know. Not financial advice. It's never financial advice. That would put us at the weekender. Shit. It's come down so aggressively. I actually really want it to just go sideways now. Like that. Just no more selling. Don't sell, guys. No more selling. Buy. Oh, fuck, I've got a lot of shit here. What's that? I need to clean my charts, obviously. Again, we couldn't get above that post-tax VWAP. I'm going to just do the volume again, I guess. Just see where the volume is. God, like every day I do QANX, it gets harder and harder and harder, doesn't it? I get more and more lost. I almost have to spend more time. The point of control is much lower, and then you kind of, yeah, you could go down to the, this is the thing. Even though I wouldn't mind the price to just kind of fall flat here, it's every possibility we go all the way down to the point of control. Yeah, it really is. This is a really strong, I'm not saying it's a strong possibility, but there's no reason why we can't. That's the thing. It would hurt a lot of people though if that happened. It's just underneath the golden pocket, so it's not really nicely aligned as I would have liked, to be honest with you. It's not a great alignment. And then the other thing is, let me have a look at this, and we've lost the anchored VWAP as well from this pivot low, which isn't great either. Yeah, that's not great. So it means all the volume in this kind of accumulation to take the price up is on average underwater, and so that's quite scary for a lot of people who are latecomers and they're just buying in to QANX. This is the that's the anchored VWAP from the launch, and you see what's happened is that we've closed underneath it and we're just here at it. So this is the average volume, this is the average price of all the volume since launch. It's hit this, we're at that price now. This is the average, right? So if you buy now, it's basically you're buying the average price for the whole of the accumulation range. It's above the point of control, but this is the volume weighted average price, so it takes into consideration up and down from the beginning. Slightly different from the point of control here, but you can clearly see that we're at a really strong high volume nodes. You see on this volume profile, you can see we're at, but we're not actually, we're just slightly above it, which is where that red line is. I don't like this drop, huh? I wouldn't mind if we get a little bit of buying or just go sideways for something like that. Again, it looks a little bit like some kind of extended flat type situation, and maybe if we're lucky, like it just sold through the golden pocket, like there was no, didn't even bother. No, and really none of the fibs line up, so I'm not 100%. So it just tells you that this is a really illiquid token, and these dips are really good opportunities for buying, because It's hard to get strong fills with the liquidity at these prices. It's very clear that there aren't many sellers, and so when people start to market buy, the price goes up really fast, really hard. What we do really need to do is get to higher prices, and that changes the dynamic of the liquidity. Right now at these prices, you get like relatively low volume buys and the price slips quite significantly, and so these are dip buying opportunities. It's always possible to go all the way down, and then this invalidates this first move as well. So I don't want to say, I don't really know what's going to happen, but at the moment we're still putting in higher lows on a higher time frame, and we're just coming back to put another higher low potentially in, and we may actually come back all the way to test that trend line that I have. I think it's possible. I don't know why we wouldn't do that, to be honest with you. This one here, that would be the point of control, and the trend line, like really honestly for me, that would be the best buy opportunity in this context, just by looking at the selling pressure, or a little reversal here, and then that's probably correction over. So I'm looking at one of two ideas here. We have a go much further down, another 18%. That's the real buy opportunity. There's no fibs that line up, so probably the golden pocket, probably a little kind of front run. Just coming back to here. That's the opportunity really. It's this area at about 2.8 cents. 2.5 to 2.8 cents. And then you kind of want that to hold, and then you want the price to expand up with volume. Or you get into a situation where the price kind of just does nothing, grinds down like it's doing here, and then it just goes up like that, and it just kind of, the selling stops, and then the price just goes up when the market changes again, when BTC starts to pump again. And so people then get really bullish, and you get into a situation possibly here where you end up with a inverse head and shoulders type scenario. If we can put a head here, and then we can break out, couldn't you? And that would look good too, wouldn't it? That would look pretty good if we could create a head here, some kind of inverse head and shoulders type scenario here, as long as we can find support. Now I think this lower price would be really good support, somewhere between 2.5 and 2.8. It's a bit low, but ideally what you want now is the selling to stop and the buying and the reaccumulation to begin. So anyone who's sold into that increase in value, they're starting to reaccumulate now. As long as Bitcoin can find support, then this could be quite a good place to accumulate or reaccumulate or continue to accumulate. But still, the strong support is going to be about 2.5, 2.6, just where this point of control is. Right? And naturally what happens with QANX is that once the news starts coming out, people start aggressively buying again. Yeah. And that's what you get. You've got all of these like aggressive buying. It's all news related buying, isn't it? It's all news. And so every buying is being sold into at the moment, but that's fine because we're going sideways. We're on a kind of horizontal accumulation range. We're putting in higher lows. We probably need to just put in a higher low here somewhere, go up again, and then like I said, break out. Then we're back into the upper trend line, fourth time. And really, we really need volume to smash us through, really. Otherwise, we don't want to be in a situation where we're kind of back down here, and that would be kind of really painful if by next January we're still here, wouldn't it? And the rest of crypto is pumping. That would be really painful. So this is the moment of truth. It's going to be once we break out from here. We probably will, because you probably get a breakout. You get like a sideways, a flag, and then you get a nice smash through to 20 cents. That's kind of what I'm imagining, and we don't want a rejection there, and we kind of have to see what happens when we get there, right? So this is kind of where we're at. Hopefully we're going to find support somewhere here, and then go right back up to retest that line for some kind of inverse head and shoulders, I'm imagining. And then obviously it will start to look terrible if there's no support and we start going down like that. That's going to be problematic, because then you're taking the lows again. You're going for the lows here. You go for the lows there, then oh my god, it gets really bad really quickly. Yeah. And then everyone who's stuck in this multi-year range is thinking, shit, I've lost all my money. And the next time it goes up, they're selling, you know, and that we don't want that. So whatever happens, we want to maintain the idea of higher lows. Yeah. And I'm only saying that because anything's possible in crypto. I don't expect it. I'm not imagining it. We're still above support lines. We're still showing kind of nice bullish price action. It's just that this last sell-off was a pretty aggressive sell-off, because you got a lot of people selling and trying to fill big orders with market sales, and you're dealing with a very illiquid token, and that's why you're getting these these big swings on these moves. The volume is lower. The whole thing is showing, for me, is showing pretty low volume, and so I want to see high volume. I really do. I'll just kind of hide that. Let's have a look at the volume again. Get rid of this shit. I really like that candle. I don't mind it. I don't mind this. For me, this is looking like a real nice reversal. Last month, the volume was slightly low. It's pretty flat. All in all, you got over this range, you got decreasing volume. The price is kind of going sideways. Yeah, we need more volume. It's really important. I like that volume, those 3 monthly candle red volumes. See, that's pretty high volume, and the price has managed to just stay there. And the price has now gone up to clear the liquidities in the first push up. It's come back down to support. Hopefully we'll hold support and we'll just smash through. And it'll be quite a liquid. And when we do smash through, and this is the thing, people don't realize it, because it's a liquid, when the mainnet launches, this will probably move quite fast, quite quickly. And it could possibly be quite low volume, just because no one is selling and everyone is just aggressively buying. So even though technically I've got relatively good targets like 20 cents and 75 cents, who knows, like you could, depending on the volume, someone could come in and just go, fuck it, $50 million, bam, buy QANX. They could do that. $2 million, but you could get, if it gets, you get a frenzy. If you get a frenzy like that, you could go to much higher really quickly. It will, in the context of the volume and the range, it's still low volume, and so therefore you need to make sure that the volume matches the prices as the price ascends. But if you do get a frenzy like that, you could get crazy breakout. Technicals in that situation, technicals really go out the window, and you'll know by looking at the volume, looking at how aggressive the buying is. If you suddenly get big entities, bigger players, institutions, once the mainnet will start accumulating the token in big stacks, and then obviously the big one would be if we can get other exchanges, and this is key. I think Quant platform needs like the other exchanges to take up this token, and that's really where we're going to get the massive increase in volume and price action. It might be worth holding until that happens, to be honest with you. I was just thinking about it. Maybe that's the best time to sell. Wait for an exchange launch rather than try and be technical about it and try and hit your targets, because you know, another layer one, a quantum resistance layer one, I'm sure you're going to get these exchanges going to pick up on this token. I wouldn't see why not. All right, my time is up. Sorry, I haven't really been crazy helpful. I haven't given much insight. I think Yeah, I think this is some kind of ABC corrective type thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC. Maybe something like that. Maybe. I don't like the timings though. That's really my biggest problem. I mean, it hit, the 618 went up, and the 1-to-1 you're looking at Sunday. It's unlikely to. I could bottom out on Sunday at the end of the week, or Wednesday. It's Tuesday, Wednesday. I prefer Wednesday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and tomorrow. Sunday. Anyway, something like that. If we can go sideways and just kind of teeter here a little bit. I really do prefer tomorrow though. And then again, you've got these harmonics, don't you? So again, you're looking at some kind of, again, it's the same. Because you've taken the high, you're looking at a Cypher, or for this one is actually more, this is more of a, that would be a Cypher. Type harmonic. And really you come down to the golden pocket, which is to take those lows. Yeah, I think that's probably the best kind of front run the point of control. And it would be tomorrow to form that harmonic. It would be tomorrow. Did it take the high? Let me just check. I can't. It's kind of hit and miss, isn't it? Just took it. Yeah, just took it. So yeah, that's just if you get a reaction here of the golden pocket and it comes in tomorrow afternoon. And then if you get a, I mean, we're on the value area low now, so it'd be a little fake out to the lows. If that happened, I'd prefer the price to just not go down and just stay here. Yeah, but let's just say it does. Then you just want it to get right back up into the range like that, and then you want to see some pretty aggressive buying if that happens. If you drop and then you go right back up, if you drop below that line there, but you go right back up after a nice strong reaction, then this would look really good. Yeah. Let's see what happens. It's just an idea. It's not financial advice. Right, that's QANX. I'm doing QANX on Fridays, every Friday, trying to get the word out, trying to tell people about the Quan platform. Why not? I think it's a good project. If you like this video, like, share, appreciate that. Give a comment, come and join my live streams. And obviously anyone from the Quan platform community, you're quite active, so if you want me to do a token for you, just let me know and I will, and I'm trying to kind of expand the reach of my YouTube. And obviously the other thing I'd appreciate, if anyone's like watching my videos on from the Quan platform community, if you haven't subscribed, I'm trying to get my YouTube page to 1,000. I wish 100,000. I'm at 878 subscribers. I basically need 122 more people to hit my first milestone. I really want to do this soon, you know. It helps. It really helps. And especially since I'm doing QANX now every week. So if you can help me, if you can come and subscribe and help me with that, and just, I'll really appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, much love. Thank you, Marve, for coming. RH, it's always good to see you. Let me have a look at Bitcoin before I go, actually. I'm getting a little bit of a reaction here. Look, see that? So, just yeah, it's not going down at the moment. See that range low? Get stuck a little bit there. Let's have a look at the order flow. Back above the VWAP. That's the first kind of back above again. That's not bad to get back above the second time. But you really need to get back above the daily open and the VWAP. So we're getting a little bit of not really. It's kind of still stuck here. I wouldn't say it's bullish. I would just say it's kind of going sideways here, possibly bearish because you're underneath the D open, the daily open. But these big liquidations are significant. You can't ignore them, you know, because big liquidations and the price comes back above previous pivots is generally a bullish sign. It's not a bearish sign, right? All right, guys, have a good weekend. I'm going to be back on Sunday. So Sunday, 11 a.m. UK time. My streams are Sunday, Tuesday, Friday, 11 a.m. UK time. When I move back to El Salvador, the timings are going to change. Okay, so this is just because I'm in London, right? So just remember that. Yeah, maybe this is good for people who are in Europe and Asia, but when I go back to Central America, I'll be focusing on kind of the Eastern time zones, or is it the Western time zones, whatever. All right, have a good day. Take care.